Hey, sorry, it's Justine. I thought I was just gonna read a part of my story, which is Rapunzel and Fraggle become pop stars. But if you want to read the rest of it, um, please get a copy of my book, Terribly Twisted Fairy Tales, which will be coming out in a few months. So, anyway, if you have any feedback, if you think I could make the story better, or anything at all, just if you put it in the comments section. So, okay, Rapunzel and Fraggle become pop stars. Once upon a time, there lived a couple, Mr. and Mrs. Plumlove. Mrs. Plumlove had just given birth to a baby girl, calling her Rapunzel. The Plumloves absolutely adored plum jam, but so did the whole surrounding village. All the villagers bought so much plum jam from the shopping centres, the manufacturers could not keep up, and a severe shortage came about. The rest of the village came to accept the scarcity of plum jam, and they spread their horizons to try other fruity spreads on their bread. However, the Plumlove couple struggled to come to terms with plum jam being so hard to come by. They were agitated during the day, restless at night, and they obsessed over their desire for their favourite fruity spread. The next door neighbour was a witch. In the witch's garden, abundant trees grew bearing luscious fruit, including the coveted plums. The wife looked with a sigh of longing at the witch's wonderful plum trees. One day she said to her husband, "Could you please just hop over the fence, sneak into the witch's garden, and just snatch a few plums? I just can't take my cravings any longer. I need my plum jam, and let's face it, so do you." The next morning, Mr. Plumlove hastily clambered over the fence into the witch's yard. He scampered up her plum tree and was creeping into his yard with a bag full of plums when he heard the witch shrieking, "What do you think you're doing?" I'm trying to do a witch voice there, so yeah, that's my witch voice. "I'm sorry, your witchiness," the man stuttered. "My wife has a fondness for plum jam, you see, and she requires it for her continued well-being." "You need to pay. You cannot have my plums for nothing." "We could repay you with plum jam." "I do not like plum jam. You need to repay me by giving me your baby girl, you thief." The man believed the witch to be a raving lunatic, so he quickly bounded over the fence to the safety of his backyard. You may think the Plumloves were going to be just fine, but the witch was mean and nasty, and she had other ideas. She had her mind set on revenge. Whenever the witch caught sight of the Plumloves, she made every effort to zap them with her wand so they would get bitten by a swarm of mosquitoes. They were a special breed of mosquitoes she had conjured, designed to produce maximum itchiness. The witch had purchased a 24/7 Mozzie spell kit, so mosquitoes kept biting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. "If you want to stop getting bitten by mosquitoes, you must give me your baby girl," the witch screeched. One day the man and his wife became so unbearably itchy that they handed over Rapunzel to the witch. The witch locked the child in a tall tower with no doors or stairs. There was just a single window at the top with only a radio to amuse her and her pet frog, Fraggle, for company. The child began to grow, and as she did, so did her black hair, longer and longer and longer. The witch would reach the child through the window by crying out, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." She only climbed her hair to feed her disgusting soggy Cheerios with expired milk. Rapunzel and Fraggle did not have much else to do, so they tuned into the radio all day, singing along to their favourite pop artists. Rapunzel and her pet frog were so inspired they resolved to write their own songs. Rapunzel asked the witch for a notepad because she told her she wanted to write poetry about the witch's kind heart. The witch was quite thick and believed her. Instead, Rapunzel jotted down her pop music. She always shared it with Fraggle, as he contributed excellent ideas to make the songs even better. Over time, the girl and frog team became exceptional singers and songwriters. Rapunzel knew that she and her frog had talent, and she wanted to share it with the world. She needed to escape from the tower to do that. Besides, her scalp was becoming very sore from the witch climbing her hair, especially as the old hag was extremely overweight. So, if you want to find out how Rapunzel and her pet frog become pop stars and find stardom on global stages all over the world, wait around till my book comes out in a few months, and I will put a link to it below if you'd like to support me and buy a copy, which would mean the world to me. Thanks for listening. Okay, bye.